We are on the quest to rebuild Boston College's history for the past couple of years, but after a few heartbreaking finishes and a 12-game losing streak, we finished 8-22, and Villanova was your national champion. However, we did have some good recruits come in, a lot of 3-stars during the regular season. During the offseason, we got Malcolm Norton, 4-star number 37 overall player, definitely going to help out this roster. This roster in which is led by a lot of seniors. As you can see, the entire lineup pretty much besides Malcolm Norton is all seniors. So we have a very veteran lineup which bodes well in college basketball. So hopefully it can lead us to a really solid season. We have a pretty favorable non-conference schedule this year, so hopefully we won't lose too many games during that, which we did last year, which ended up hurting us. So going into the season, we started against Washington, got smoked by Isaiah Thomas and Justin Holiday, but we followed it up with a big win against Iowa State. Then we had to go face USC, led by Nikola Vucevic. USC would take the 2-point lead with 15 seconds left. Then it was Mosikowski. The 2 would go and we'd be tied with 8 seconds left. Joe Trapani with the clutch steal. Mosikowski the other way. He would finish it, and we would be leading with 3 seconds left. USC, a full court heave, would not go, and we would prevail in a close one against USC. Big time game, big time win. We followed it up with a big win over FAMU. We were 3-1 heading into the tip-off tournament in Anaheim, where we played Fairfield in the first round. Joe Trapani hitting the 3 and the dagger. We would end up blowing them out by 19. Then we had a tough game against Hampton. Frisky Hampton Pirates, as we struggled in this game to shoot from the field. This time Southern getting stripped after getting the rebound. It's a tie game. The 3 this time would go, and they would take a 3-point lead. Under a minute to go. Norton, he's going to go and miss the 3, but Southern is there for the board, and he would put it back up and in, and we would be just cutting it 2-1. Then Hampton with a chance. No, it's an offensive foul, so we would get the ball back. And then this time Sanders kicking it. It's Mosikowski. He couldn't hit the 3. It wouldn't go. And now would be forced to foul. We were able to get the ball back after some free throws. This time it was Reggie Jackson who had just subbed in to shoot a 3. And he gets swatted. And that would be the end of this game. And we would get upset by Hampton, losing by 3. I then decided to put Reggie Jackson back as the starting point guard. The passing, the 3-point shooting, the speed really will help a lot. And it did, as we were able to blow out Fullerton pretty easily and finish 5-2 after that stretch. As we have a game against Northwestern where we got to keep on going. And Northwestern would not let up in this one, as they would take us out. And we'd end up losing 75-63. And then follow that up with a tough game against Gardner-Webb, where they fought us tough, but it wouldn't quite be enough, as the Bulldogs would not pull out the win, and Boston College would get another one. So we bounced back with a nice win against Gardner-Webb, where we had to then face Denver, and Denver was a frisky team. We actually made a lot of mistakes in this game. We had a 3-point lead this time. Trapani had it, driving, and he would turn it over in a 3-point game with 33 seconds left. Denver this time, trying to get a good look. They got one, but it would not go. We would get the board. We would run out the clock. We would get the win. And it was a tough one, but we ended up pulling it out. Then we had a game against Southern where we were able to win pretty easily. Followed that up with a win over Davidson. And then we had to go play Wichita State, and we beat them as well. So a strong end to this non-conference play, going 11-3 going into conference play. As we know, the ACC is going to be a gauntlet, so luckily we would have a strong record going into it. If we look at the tournament at the moment, we would not be in it, as we are getting no respect from the committee through our 11-3, but that's okay. We have a chance to prove an ACC play. Malcolm Norton, the freshman, averaging 21 a game. Trapani averaging 16 points, 11.5 boards. Southern with 14.6 rebounds per game. And then Reggie Jackson leading with 5.9 assists for the squad. We actually do have the worst points per game in the ACC, but we are the number 1 rebounding team in the ACC. So, you give and you take. We're a defensive-based team. And now going into the ACC, we had number 15, Maryland, started out. And we were playing great in this one. 2 minutes left. Sanders this time all the way able to finish at the rim. 7-point game out. This time it's Reggie Jackson, and his 3 would go. And we would end up taking out number 15, Maryland, starting out strong, proving we are a really good team. However, what's tough about the ACC is you have to back it up night after night. So we had to go play NC State, but this time at home. We got the golden jerseys on, and we were down by 11 with 5 minutes to go into this game, but we were storming a comeback. Malcolm Norton, our leading scorer, carrying the team as a freshman. We would get down to 7. Reggie Jackson with a pickpocket. He would go all the way and slam it down. It would be just a 5-point game. This time, though, an offensive board would kill our run. NC State would answer. Still a 5-point game. Jackson this time a tough drive. Would not go, but it's Southern there on the boards, and he would put it back up and in. Now in a 3-point game, it's Trapani. He would lay it in, and it's a 1-point game. We just need to stop here. This time the shot wouldn't go, but it's a foul on Norton. So they got some free throws, and they would sink both of them. So it's a 3-point game with 30 seconds. Now down to 20. Norton had a tough look. Couldn't get it to go. We have a chance to reset. Now it's Sanders trying to make a play. He's going to go. Fades, but that one is blocked as well. Nothing going. We would be forced to foul, and we would not have enough to pull it out, as we would end up losing this game by 3 in a tough, hard-fought battle. But then we had to go play Wake Forest. Wake Forest, a team that obviously beat us on a buzzer beater last year. We're going to their place down by 1. This time it's Jackson getting it tipped and stolen. Another bad pass. Wake pushing the other way with a minute to go. This time up and good. We would be down by 3, but a chance. Norton left with a lot of space. He would take advantage and hit the 3. Under a minute to go, we just need to stop. A 3 would not go, but it's an offensive board, and Wake would retake the lead. 30 seconds to go this time. The pass down low, it's Jackson. He would bank it off glass, and we would be good. 18 seconds left in this game, and it's an offensive foul on Aminu. So we would get the ball back with 18 seconds. This time, trying to set something up for Norton, let him go ISO. Give it to Trapani down low. It's a good look down low, but he can't finish. And with 1 second, we would be heading to overtime against Wake Forest. In overtime, it was Malcolm Norton, the freshman, came to play in this game. This time the assist, Sanders hitting the 3. We start on an 8-0 run. This time Trapani, again, another nice feed from Norton. And then the jumper there would not go. We got the board. We're pushing in transition. It's Norton. Transition 3, why not? Hitting it again. And we would end up winning in overtime. 36 for Malcolm Norton. 15 of 20 from the field. Florida State was our next opponent, and this was another tough one. Florida State really had it from the beginning, and we really didn't have a chance getting blown out in that one. But then we got to go face Clemson, and they're coming into our place. Clemson was another tough team. They drew a lot of fouls in this game and then made some clutch shots down the stretch, and we really didn't have a chance there at the end. Just those foul calls, man, they'll get you. We lose by 10. We followed up with a nice win over Virginia Tech by 6. And at this point, we would be 3-3 in the ACC, 14-6 overall. Looking in a pretty good spot, I'm not going to lie. We've looked pretty good. But now we had a chance to go play Georgia Tech, the number 6 team in the country. And this team was legit. We had a chance late in this one, only down by 10. But Derek Favors is the best player in the country for a reason. And he proved it again here today. So we now had to go face Wake Forest again. Second game against Wake Forest, and again it's a barn burner. We only play Wake close. This time we're taking the 1-point lead. Going all the way, the finish, it's up and it's good. So now we're down by 1. It's Sanders. Down low, it's Southern. His finish would go. We're up by 1 again. 1 minute to go. Aminu this time, the hop step finish off glass. 50 seconds left. This time the 3 wouldn't go. But again, it's Southern, one of the best rebounders in the country, getting the tip to go. This time, great defense by Southern, and we get the ball back. Now pushing it in transition, they would have been forced to foul. With only a second left, we'd make both free throws, and we would pull out another close win over Wake Forest. Norton again with 36 points. He is the Wake Forest killer. Now we had to go at Duke with Kyrie Irving. The freshman sensation has been big for Duke this season, and we gave them a game. This time the 3 in the corner, going all the way. Duke with the finish. And then again, the Cameron Crazies are rocking. Duke getting the bucket to go up 3. 2 minutes left. Then it was Kyrie Irving getting the bucket to go. Then, this time going down low, it's Trapani with the tough finish, cutting it to 3. Then, this time again it's Kyrie. He would get another bucket to go. 5-point game, the tip, and the steal into the hands of Norton. Pushing it in transition. Our chance to cut it to, again, a 1-possession game. Norton, this time, fading. It would not go, but it's Trapani on the boards, finishing, and we would have it a 3-point game and be forced to foul. Free throws would go for Duke, so we have one chance here. This time the corner 3 would not go for Norton, and we'd be forced to foul, and it would not be enough. Duke would prevail, but we fought them tough in Cameron Indoor. That was a barometer game, and we proved it. Kyrie had 30 on us. They are going to be tough to beat. Then we followed up with a nice win over Miami, which was pretty stress-free, which is always nice. And then we had to face Clemson again, but this time we're going into their place. We had a really, really tough one in this. The offense was not clicking. This time the 3, it would go as we would take a 4-point lead. Then it goes to Trapani down low. His jumper would go as well. Taking a 6-point lead and ending this game, we got the big win. The upset over number 22 Clemson. We continue to win. However, North Carolina, one of the top teams in the country, smoked us in the next one, and then we ended up getting a big win over Florida State. And 13 games into conference play, we were 7-6, 18-9. I feel like we have a good chance to get into the tournament. 3 games left to really prove it. We're currently on the bubble. So, going into this game at Virginia, they were a really, really tough opponent. I mean, they just made tough shot after tough shot. Not really much you can do when that happens. We ended up losing by 10, unfortunately. Then we had to go into NC State, the number 22 team in the country, and we ended up blowing them out in this game, playing absolutely perfect on both sides, 78-55. We finished off the season against Maryland at home. We had a tough one in this one. This was a real statement game, both teams on the bubble. This time a foul late in this one would bring it to 2. They would be forced to foul, and we would get this clock down to 5.6 seconds. Then it was Reggie Jackson at the free throw line, but it would not go. He would just leave it a little bit short. Timeout. Now they have a chance at a good shot. They wouldn't take it, though. They would take a half-court heave this time, and it would not go. And again, Boston College with a huge win, and we finish off this season on a great, great final stretch. And we would finish 5th in the ACC, 20-10 overall, an amazing season, great finish, and now it was time to see where we rank within the NCAA Tournament, currently still on the bubble at 20-10. So all that means is that we have to prove it right here. Our biggest game of the season is the ACC Tournament here against NC State, a chance to get another ranked win, and this time we started off Malcolm Norton hitting the 3, then it was Trapani, a nice fadeaway, we would go up early. However, NC State would answer right back as they would get the bucket there. This time, 45 seconds left trying to find. It's Mozakowski in the corner coming off the bench, hitting a big 3. We would go into the half down by 1, 25-24. Going into this second half, both teams started out the half firing as this time the offensive board would go. And then this time kicking to the corner, it's Norton for 3. He would get it to go to answer right back. We had a 1-point lead. Trapani this time gets the nice roll to go. And then from there, it was kind of a rock fight where both teams couldn't get much offense going. This time, Norton a wide open 3. He wouldn't get it to go. He struggled in this second half here. And then, this time, down low, Jackson could not get it to go either. NC State trying to answer back, and they would. They would take a 1-point lead. 1:30 to go. We need a bucket. Sanders trying to drive this time. He spins and would get it stripped. A bad turnover late. And then this time, NC State, it's Nolan Smith, and he would get the bucket to go. 41-38. Norton in the corner. He couldn't get it to go. We needed that shot, and we couldn't get it. This time the lob, but it's a turnover. We have a chance here again. This time it's Trapani pushing it up the court, but he would turn it over as well. One of our old reliables couldn't get it done. This time, the up and under move wouldn't go. We still have a chance here. It's a 3-point game. Sanders, Norton, open 3. Wouldn't go again. Norton couldn't hit a 3 here down the stretch and be forced to foul. And that would do it. We didn't have enough to hit any big shots down the stretch. And we would end up falling in the second round of the ACC Tournament and finish off with a 20-11 record with a chance still on the bubble to make the NCAA Tournament, but that win would have definitely solidified it. So, a tough game from the freshman Malcolm Norton, but it's okay. We still have a chance to make the ACC Tournament. We'll watch the selection show to see what happens. Georgia Tech won the ACC, and they did it over a really good Duke team. So now it's time for the selection show. Did we make the NCAA Tournament? As you can see, we're currently on the bubble at 20-11. And as we look, we did not make it in the West region, the Midwest region, didn't make the East region, and we didn't make the South region. We ended up getting snubbed from the NCAA Tournament. Missing in action, Boston College. That is absolutely ludicrous. We deserved it. We had some great wins in the ACC. We beat a lot of ranked opponents. And now it's NIT time, where I guess we're going up against number 8 Boise State. We're the number 1 seed in the NIT, meaning we're the first team out in the NCAA Tournament. So tough, but hey, we're still going to fight. We're going to try to win the NIT while we can, but Boise State had other plans. They came out firing, making tough shots. They were 50%, we were 32%. I will admit the motivation was not super high during this game, especially expecting to be in the NCAA tournament, and we ended up playing exactly like that mentality, getting smoked in this first round, and we would end up falling and proving, hey, maybe we're in a tournament team. I think if we had a chance, we would have given it a much better run than I definitely played in that one. As we look at the Final Four of the NCAA tournament, Nova and Georgetown, Texas and Georgia Tech, and Villanova would run it back against Texas in a championship rematch of last year, and the exact same thing happened. So a 20-12 season for Boston College finishes in brutal fashion as we get blown out in the NIT after getting snubbed from the NCAA tournament, and now our entire team is leaving. Southern, Trapani, Sanders, Mosikowski, Raji, Dunn, Paris, and Tim Barber, a freshman recruited last year, is transferring out, but we do have some solid freshmen coming in. Steve Shappert, Sean Ryan, Rainer Vick, one of them being a 4-star, definitely players that are going to make a big impact as we look at our roster. It is extremely young. And on top of that, we need a center. Luckily, LeVar Calloway, the number 5 overall center, number 32 overall player, wants to come to Boston College. We'll recruit you very hard. Stephen Hall as well was high on our list. Then Devon Nixon, a 6'9 small forward. And then after that, Theodore Hebert. He would end up actually committing to Ohio State, so not as relevant. But Callaway wants to come here. Hall and Nixon still high on the list, so we have a chance to get him. We also added Theo Dennison to the list after that. But after this round of recruiting, we would get a commitment from Callaway, the number 5 overall center, and Hall really wants to come here as well. So we're going to offer you the scholarship. If you want to come, you are welcome to come. At the end of the day, Shepard would be the only other one that would end up committing. We would miss on the rest of them, which would be kind of unfortunate. But hey, we'll take 2 players, and including the number 5 overall center in the entire class. Big time pickup, 76 overall as a freshman. Norton will go up to an 80 this year. As we look at the team that we're rocking with, as I said, it's mainly freshmen. We have 2 seniors in there and a couple sophomores. Moorhead, Quasi Winston was a 4-star point guard that we recruited last year. So we do have some good young talent. Can we just capitalize on it? As you can see, in terms of experience, only 3 guys have even played a game for this team. So not only are we extremely young, we're extremely inexperienced. Usually in the NCAA tournament, that doesn't translate well, but you never know because we have a lot of talent, a lot more talent than we once had. So if you put that in perspective, we've seen it before with a lot of young teams that go on and make a run. They don't know any better than other to win. So with all of this being said, I'm really excited to get into this next part of the season. We definitely have a lot to go over. As we look at our roster going into this season, we are an A- overall, projected to be 10th in the conference as we finish. The team overall is pretty similar to last year. It's going to be Malcolm Norton as the star. We have a lot of young big guys this time, which will be a little bit different. Trapani was a really big scorer for us. That's going to be really missed, so hopefully Callaway is able to fill that void. Moorhead is a solid rebounding power forward, so we're going to put him in there. And then Shepard, Norton, and Jackson will be rounding out the rest. A freshman, a sophomore, and a senior. The senior, Elmore, will also be coming off the bench as our 6th man. Quasi Winston will be the starting point guard off the bench. And then Steve Shepard, another freshman, will be playing right there. Bob Woodson, a redshirt freshman as well. Finishing out the rotation with Sean Ryan, a freshman that just came in this past year. So all really young, a lot of chance to prove that they're actually pretty good. As we look at our schedule, decided to beef it up this time because we definitely got beat up because we had a weak non-conference schedule. So I'm not going to make that mistake again this time. We have a really big game against UCLA, and then we also play a lot of Power 5 opponents. Going into this round of recruiting for this year, we got a lot of top recruits who have their eyes on Boston College, so that's really exciting. We're going to be looking forward to that coming into the next season, and I'm looking forward to the next video. It won't be too long, that's for sure. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. I'm loving this series. It's a lot of fun, especially March Madness has been crazy. So, have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're new. Like the video as well, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, and of course, goodbye.